and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. And welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. And welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Film My Run on Zwift. My name is Stephen Cousins and we are broadcasting live on Facebook and on YouTube. While we're getting everything ready, it would be absolutely awesome if you could go and subscribe to the Film My Run YouTube channel and also the Zwift Live YouTube channel. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/filmmyrun and also Twitter at filmmyrun, and the website is www.filmmyrun.com. It's very nearly time, so sit back, relax, don't forget to drop me a ride on and watch me do all the hard work. Right, good evening, good afternoon, good morning. We are on the Bologna course today. So last week we had loads of events on Crit City, which we very rarely get to go on. And this week we're starting on Bologna, which we very rarely get to go on. So this is the Giro d'Italia course of last year, or 2 years ago now. And yeah, so we're getting to run with the Pack Social 5K, Ryan Downey's Tuesday evening run. Once again, I've had problems with Facebook not starting, so a bit annoying, but anyway, we're on. Buenaventura, hello. Vida, hello. Also, none of my buttons are working tonight, so I can't press anything. So we're going to have no ride-ons, no extra sound effects or anything like that. It's just 5k and away we go. But I think that Ryan Downey is streaming this. So if you want to have a look at Ryan Downey's stream, by all means go and check it out. Ryan Downey says this makes a guy feel special. So we're only doing 5k, nice short run. Ben Goran says, how's the toe feeling? Yeah, absolutely fine. No problem at all. So a good few people that we recognise who regularly run with us here on Zwift. A good few people who are regular pack social runners. So I apologise that I can't press the ride-on buttons to thank you all for your ride-ons, but do know that they are appreciated. And next time I'm on, I shall press extra buttons just for you guys. Just as always, came to start the stream late and went to press some buttons, realised nothing was working, and by then it was too late to restart, so we'll just have to put up with it tonight. So we've got Rob Harrison, we've got Steinbrücker, Paul Haywood, Ryan Downey leading the pack. Who else have we got? Carol Brunel, Andrew Shepherd, W. Archer, Bart, Weil, Buenaventura, C. Kelly from Scotland, lots and lots of regulars. Yes, I think, Brent, I will be able to start my next 100 miler. Whether we get to the end, again, is always a moot point, who knows? But we'll start it at least and see how far we get. But that's not till the weekend. And it's going to be very hot at the weekend as well, which is also a bit of a worry. So the thing to watch out for today, the thing to look at today basically is the course. If you've not seen Bologna before, keep your eyes on the course, look at the scenery. Because you don't get to see it very often. And we're already at 1k. I know we started a bit late on the stream, so apologies for that. But 1k in, 4 to go. This is not a race, it is a group social run. Matthias says, Ryan says hello to me in his stream. Well, hello to Ryan in his stream. I'm hoping to have a look at it at the end. If we'd got our acts together, we could have done a cross stream, so I could have had his stream on my stream and vice versa. But we didn't organise it, and it's still a test for Ryan. He's still testing it out, making sure it all works. Jason Darby, good evening to you. I feel quite liberated actually not having to press any buttons. If you're just joining the stream, I can't press any of my usual sound effects buttons. Nothing seems to be working, so I don't know why, but I'm sure if I just restarted the computer it'd all be fine. As it was, I was a bit late starting the stream and didn't have time. Yes, Sam says, is this Bologna? It is Bologna. Yeah. This is one of the two courses, the two separate worlds that are not generally available to run or ride on. They're only available for special events like this, when group runs or races are specially put on Bologna or Crit City. Otherwise, you can't just choose this world to go on whenever you want. 3,000 miles on Zwift would be level 21, Brunel. And I think I've done about 4,000 kilometers, which is about 2,500 miles, and I've been on level 21 for a long time, so yeah, you'd be on top level, definitely. Sam says they should make more cool worlds like Venice or Berlin. Definitely, it'd be good to have the Berlin Marathon course. That would be awesome. I'm not sure we could do Venice. Running on the water might be a little bit messianic, is that the word? Neil Messenger, thanks for the ride on. And Willie Grider, thank you for your ride on. Brent Goran says they should do the 6 big marathons. Yes, they should. It would be very good if we could have, if Zwift could get a deal, a partnership deal with Abbott Marathon Majors. So Abbott are the company that kind of organises or oversees the World Marathon Majors, and there are currently 6 World Marathon Majors. They are trying to add to those. I think there's one in China. I think they're gonna try and add to the marathon majors. But currently, you've got Chicago, New York, and Boston in the USA. Then you have Berlin, Tokyo, and London. And those are the 6 marathon majors. And if you complete all 6 of those, you get a special medal from Abbott Marathon Majors. Sam says, yeah, Venice would be weird. Yeah, and if Zwift could get a deal, a partnership deal with Abbott to recreate all 6 marathon major courses, that'd be awesome. Ribot, thank you for your ride on, and Walt Huddle as well, thank you. So, just approaching 2 kilometres done, 3 to go. This is the Pack Social 5K every Tuesday, organised and led by Ryan Downey. And Ryan is just experimenting with live streaming, so he is now broadcasting live. So if you want to go and try, I don't know if he's on Facebook or YouTube, but if you want to try YouTube and type in Ryan Downey and see what you find. Does anybody want to tell me where Ryan's stream is? Is it on YouTube? Is it on Facebook? Where are we looking for it? Kelly says, this is great, I'll be back next week for sure. Hello, Kelly. See, Kelly, I stream every day on Zwift. So we do this in different events. We run different workouts, different group runs, and different races every day on Zwift. Live on this channel, the Zwift Run Live YouTube channel, and the Film My Run Facebook page. Matthias Topping says that Ryan Downey's live stream is on YouTube. So if you search for Zwift Ryan Downey on YouTube, I'm sure you'll find his stream. And this is the first time we've been on the Bologna course for a long time. SN, thanks for the ride on. So what I think I'll do is get my keyboard and go through and give everybody a ride on. Well done, Kelly. See Kelly. Buenaventura. So we've got T. Iveson out there. I actually think T. Iveson is quite young. I do get some ride-ons from. I think there's brothers, or maybe it's the dad. But because they've got a beard, so I'm not sure. But I think Iveson has two sons who regularly run, who are quite young. Shaw, well done. Nedra Harden from Norway, well done. Jason. Is that the China flag? Well done to you. What the freak. Maxwell. Krisuki. Looks like a Mexican flag, that. Right on to you. BLE from Spain. And back into the pack, Andrew Shepherd. Lucerna from Switzerland. There's me, there's Buenaventura. Weil from the USA. Trying to find, there's Chan from Australia. Bart from the USA. Rob Harrison from the UK, well done to you. Ryan Downey, pack leader with the yellow beacon above his head. Phil Collins. Yes, it is Phil Collins. Oh, I've given him a ride on already. Gosh, can I pronounce that name? Iruretagione. And I'm not sure what the country flag is either. Archer from the USA. Car KA from Canada. Jeff Scala, well done to you. Another regular Sunder. Or Sund from the USA. Duclos from France. Duclos. MSG, no country flag. Soldano from Spain. Meltzer from Germany. And Big Bill from the UK, well done to you. And that's everyone, I think. Rob Harrison says thanks for the ride on. Oh yeah, Buenaventura. Yeah, I will. I'll try and get all the music sorted out for you and upload it. I will. If anybody is watching on Facebook and wants to go and have a look at Ryan Downey's live stream of this run, Bent Goran Johansson has provided a link in the comments section, so you can go and click on that. At the end of this long flat section, we come into the town and there is quite a steep climb, which is always the killer at the end of the bike races along this section. Now we've got 2 kilometers left, or just under 2 kilometers to go, and actually the official Pack Social 5k run ends at the foot of the climb. Gaten Chasen says he ran 10k earlier today, pain-free. We'll be able to run again shortly. Excellent, well done. So 2 miles done, 1 mile to go. So Tim Iverson says, we're all watching you on TV. It's my daughter and my son. Okay, because I often get ride-ons from you guys, and thank you. So thank you very much for your regular ride-ons that I do see afterwards. I often miss them these days when I'm actually running, because right in front of me I have a new, well, relatively new camera, and to get a good angle on the camera, it's actually quite low down on the screen, and it covers exactly the point where I should normally see people's ride-ons dropping. So if somebody's just dropped a ride-on, I can see that, but I can't see their name. And it's only afterwards, or if I happen to look to my left, I can see S. Jones has just given me a ride-on. But I often miss that. So anyway, you guys, thank you very much for your ride-ons. I do appreciate them, and I do see them, even if it's after the event. Okay, 1.5 kilometers left of the Pack Social 5k, and Carol Brunel's rolling on the floor laughing for some reason. Buenaventura, thanks for the ride on. And Clapton as well. So a very short stream today, just because we're doing this 5k run. Normally I would have done something like Turn It Up Tuesday on a Tuesday, and of course we've recently had the Tour de Zwift, the Tour for All events, and also the Gouda mission, so they've taken up a lot of time. And the reason I've got no sound effects today is because none of my buttons are working for some reason. I started to press them earlier and nothing happened, so we are bereft of sound effects today. This is not the most beautiful section of the Bologna course, especially not that bit. Come on, get away from the legs, for goodness sake, that's better. Yeah, so this bit is a little bit kind of flat and boring. The nice bits are through the old town, which are much more pleasant. And we'll get to that just at the end of this run when we start the climb. I don't know if anybody's going to be staying on to do the climb. I think I might. Brent Goran Johansson says, by the way, thanks for the guide on how to change the HR. Yeah, max HR, by going into your settings and putting your max HR in, that will mean that Zwift will automatically set your HR zones. Buenaventura says, will we apply elevation? Well, I suppose we ought to, really. I don't know, it depends if everybody else is going to. I'm game if everybody wants to. If we're going that far, we've only got 900 metres left to run of the official Pack Social 5k, but I get the impression that some people are going to want to do the 3 kilometres up the hill. I hadn't planned on it, but if everybody else is going to, then I suppose I will as well. Ryan Downey, are we doing elevation for the? Are we doing the hill, and are we doing the elevation on the hill? That is my question to you. Arachnis, thanks for the ride on. Ryan Downey says, I am doing the hill, meaning me. His actual words are, you are doing the hill. Okay, that's me told. Apparently I'm doing the hill. And Ryan Downey says we are doing elevation. And Buenaventura says, let's go, we are macho men. That was a European hit record many years ago when I was a lad. Macho man, wasn't it? Right, okay, so we are all doing the hill and we're all doing elevation, all right. So 500 metres left of the 5k official, and then Ryan Downey says after that it's party time. Be nice if you could spell honoured correctly, wouldn't it? But never mind, we'll let him off. Bloody Americans. And yes, we are doing the incline up the hill. And Rob Harrison says, enforced elevation training. Oh dear. Right, so this hill is pretty steep, and actually there are sections of it that my treadmill will not go high enough. I cannot raise the elevation enough. I think it gets up to 14% at some points, so we're not going to be able to get that high. But we'll do the best we can. We will be walking for some of it, I'm sure. I don't think I can run up or we'll just be doing very slow running. Vidar says, my local running group, Northern Runners. Can't see the full message, hang on. Oh, wrong keyboard. 2 keyboards for each, one keyboard for each computer. I always pick up the wrong keyboard. Right, let's just stretch this out so I can actually see the messages. Okay, my local running group, Northern Runners, has created up runs here in Tromsø. 1 week to complete each run. 6 different courses, each week a different course. Nice. Oh, pop-up runs, I see. My local running group, Northern Runners, has created pop-up runs here in Tromsø. 1 week to complete each run. Can't actually see the full messages on my screen. It usually collapses, but it's not doing that today. Okay, there's the end of the official event. Ben Goran Johansson says his Nordic track goes up to plus 40. Yeah, I've seen videos of those Nordic track treadmills. They're pretty crazy. Okay, 1% elevation. You know what the elevation is by the map in the top right-hand corner. It gives you a percentage elevation for the profile of the course that you're on. Juan Carlos Larios says, what course is this? This is Bologna in Italy. It's a course that isn't used very often. It's not available for normal use. You can only get to this course for special events and races, but it's not one of the normally rotating worlds. So this is Bologna. The other world that you don't get to go on very often is Crit City, although funnily enough we were on it 3 times last week. Okay, up to 5% elevation now. And 2% elevation. See, the problem with doing the course profile is that you have to change elevation all the time, which is very annoying. Juan Carlos says that's unfair. You just have to find the right event. Back down to 0. This is not. We're just at the foot of the main hill, so in any second now, round the corner, I think, and then we'll start climbing properly. Ian Matthews, thank you for your ride on. % elevation. Buenaventura, I think it's about 3 kilometers and it gets very steep in a minute. up to 3% elevation. Right, so we are now officially starting the climb. We are now at the base of the hill. I will be slowing down because there's no way. Some of the steepness of these hills means I am definitely going to be slowing the treadmill down. 5% elevation. Definitely party time now, 6% elevation. Gerard, thanks for the ride on. Oh, we're back down to 2% elevation now. Round this corner, and we will definitely be climbing. Yeah, it gets steep any second now. Just approaching 6 kilometers. Right, here we go. This is definitely the beginning now. 35 minutes gone. Scomby, thanks for the ride on. 12%, there you go, 12% elevation, 10% elevation. Right up. Right, onto your tiptoes, 10% elevation. Six kilometers done, 2 to go, I think. So there's my elevation, 10%. I know we're a bit lower than that officially on the, but look, there we go, 11% now, 12%, 13%. Right, I'm at maximum elevation on my treadmill now. %, up there now. Briefly. Come on, Tony. Full elevation now. High as you can get. I'm at 7.5 kilometers per hour, heart rate 148. On my tiptoes or on the balls of my feet, making my calves do the work. We're all spread out now. Rob Harrison, I can't go to 15%, it just doesn't do it on my treadmill. Rob's at 15% on his treadmill. Well done, buddy. Slightly shallower for a little bit, down to 10%. Carl says his treadmill only goes to 1%. Really? Down a little bit more. So I'm now at 9%, the grade is 8%. Just make up for a bit of a lost gradient earlier on. Speed up a touch. So still a good 1,300 meters left of this climb. Back up to 10%. Carl is kidding us, his does go to 12%. Nice try. Do you know what, Ryan? If I'd known you were going to make me do this, I wouldn't have come. You've conned me into this. Down goes Blatch. He's sped up now. Right, coming to the turn with still over a kilometre left to go. Hard work. Treadmill is at 11%, but look, 16% there for a minute, 17% for a second, 21% grade for a second there. See, if Zwift automatically controlled the incline of your treadmill, they would have to do an awful lot of smoothing, because there's no way that your treadmill could alter that quickly, and you'd be all over the place, wouldn't you? There'd have to be a definite large amount of smoothing going on. Right, for some reason Ryan Downey's managed to speed up. I'm slowing down. I'm at 12% grade, but according to the map it's 16% incline. Vidar says his Adidas SL20 running shoes came today, so he's going to try them out tomorrow. Heart rate 152. Creeping up. But less than a kilometre to go now. This is 3 kilometres more than I'd planned today. Marcus Holmes, thanks for the ride on. So if we're climbing an average of, let's say, 10% for 2 kilometres, we're going to do at least 200 metres of climb by the end of this run, and it'll probably be a bit more than that. Tim Walsh says, how's the broken toe? I don't think it's broken. I think it was just really badly bruised, or if it is broken, it's a minor fracture on the top of the toe, and it's really not affecting my running now at all. Paul Haywood, thanks for the ride on. Okay, should start evening out a bit now. A little bit anyway. 10%. Looks like the gradient, if you look at the map on the top left, top right. Mind you, you can't see it because you're looking at me at the moment. There we are, down to 2%, look. Carl says, where is this? This course is Bologna. So it's an 8 kilometre route. Well, you can do out and back, but it's 8 kilometres from the outskirts of Bologna to the centre of Bologna. And the last 3 kilometres are this hill. So it's 5 kilometres flat, and then this hill at the end. And it is a killer for the cyclists. And it's not so easy for the runners, to be honest, as long as they put on the proper elevation. I kicked the shower, Vidar, yes, I slipped over. I slipped in the shower, and as I went to steady myself, my right foot kicked the edge of the shower basin. And it really, really hurt. And I had 2 days off running. But when I came back the other day, it felt okay, so I've carried on. Right, elevation is down to 5%. So we're able to run a bit easier now. Rory, thanks for the ride on. Back up to 8%, 9%. %. Oh, just when we thought it was easing off. My stream seems to be a bit jerky, doesn't it? That's not very good. So we stop at the banner. There is a finish banner for the com. Tim Walsh says he loves this course on his bike, but he's not run it yet. Yeah, I think I've done it a couple of times on the bike. It is quite tough going up this hill. So if you look at the map now, you can see the finish line. And there we are. Vidar, no, I haven't been on the bike. I was gonna, if my foot was really bad and I couldn't run, I was gonna do a bit on the bike. As it was, we seem to be all right with the running. Okay, back down to 0% now, at the top of the climb. Under the finish arch, and that's it. There we go. Oh. And now it feels like we're running downhill. I think what happens is you just go in a circle and come back. Peter Barlow says, are you matching the percentage incline on the treadmill? Yes. Yes, for this run we did. Quite often, normally we don't match the incline and we just run flat. But for this run, yeah, we matched it as best we could. There are some sections that the incline is actually higher than my treadmill goes. So the highest my treadmill will go is 12%. So that's what I did. Buenaventura says, well done, boss. Thank you. That is it. We are done. So basically you just go round and come back down and follow the same course back out again if you want to do a full 10 miles. But I think we'll leave it at 5 miles, 8 kilometres. All done. Right, because my buttons are not working, there's I have to go onto the keyboard to get the screen I want. Tim, yeah, back down the other side in a loop. Okay. Okay, that's it. We are done. That is the Pack Social 5K with Ryan Downey. And we will be back. What day is it today? Tuesday. So we'll be back tomorrow for probably Wednesday workout, but we shall see. Thank you very much for all your comments on Facebook and YouTube. Most entertaining, as always. Keeping me focused while I get through the runs. A nice easy effort that was initially, and then a nice bit of hard work at the end to climb that hill. All good fun. Getting dark outside. Do you like my lights? Those lights there are in the garden, and they're supposed to change colour with Zwift. So I don't know if I can look, if I take Zwift off the screen. Oh, there you go. It's gone green. Look, I don't know if you can see that properly. Anyway, never mind. Me messing about with technology again. Thanks for the ride-ons as well, guys. We'll see you tomorrow for Wednesday workout or something similar. Until then, take care. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.